today is Thursday. The week has almost ended. We're counting down to the end. But before we go into what we have planned for you guys today, we're going to hear from the news desk.
Good morning. We start with news that veteran journalist Earl Bousquet has been weighing in on the planned resignations of Prime Ministers Dr. Keith Rowley of Trinidad and Tobago and Justin Trudeau of Canada. Rowley will not be seeking re-election and Trudeau will step down once a new Liberal Party leader has been identified.
Both leaders have recognized that after having served among the longest terms in their respective countries, Trudeau is the longest serving Prime Minister of Canada, and Rowley is one of the longest serving in Trinidad. And in both cases, both countries are going to be saying goodbye to leaders they have either felt they have had for too long or wish to say goodbye to. In both cases, they will be gone and the rest of 2025 will be completed with new leaders. And that is an indication to the rest of the Caribbean that there are still those leaders who will consider giving up when it is clear that the time has come.
Bousquet commended their decisions as examples of leaders knowing when to step aside and ensure peaceful transitions of power. In other news, the Ministry of Health is urging St. Lucians to keep taking precautions amid a global and local surge in respiratory viruses, particularly during the flu season. The warning comes as the human metapneumovirus, the HMPV, wreaks havoc in China and other countries.
The human metapneumovirus is a respiratory virus that causes both upper and lower tract infections with an incubation period of 3 to 6 days. The duration depends on the severity of the disease.
The ministry is reporting increased cases of influenza A, RSV and COVID-19 variants with concerns over the HMPV, which poses serious risks to children, the elderly and those with weakened immune systems. Public sector wage negotiations have resurfaced as the Correctional Services Welfare Association, the CSWA, agrees on fringe benefits but remains firm on salary adjustments.
We have what we call the risk allowance. We would have wanted to see an increase in that because every day our risk goes up, especially in the profession that we're at, working in the prison. But at this point in time, the GNT felt that they were not able to increase the risk allowance at this point in time due to the fact that you could never put money to the amount of risk that we face on a daily basis. You understand? We would have loved to see an increase in that because we know that in our area especially, that we're at risk every day that we walk into this prison. So we're not able to secure it this time around. However, we're going to work with our management to see how best what we can put in place with regards to tools and equipment for our members to reduce their risk.
The Police Welfare Association has been invited to resume discussions, while Vern Gill, the chair of the government negotiating team, has reached out to the National Workers' Union to seek an amicable resolution to their issues as well. Now, a fire broke out in Chase Gardens in Castries just days after the St. Lucia Fire and Emergency Services urged caution to prevent house fires.
On Monday, 6th January 2025, the St. Lucia Fire Service responded to a structural fire at Chase Gardens, Castries. On arrival at the scene, fire personnel encountered a wooden structure fully engulfed by flames. The fire was extinguished. There were no occupants inside at the time of the incident.
This latest incident underscores the importance of adhering to fire safety advisories. Investigations into the cause, the department says, are ongoing. And that's a summary of your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Thank you, News Desk, and we'll be right back. Our reporter Miriam does some work with SLAPs, and she'll be sharing with us her experience and what we as a people can do to help these less fortunate animals. One of our DBS members has some interesting extracurricular activities. Miriam, you're not a foreign face to us, Miriam.
Yes, definitely not a foreign face. I am a volunteer at the St. Lucia Animal Protection Society, SLAPS.
Could you tell us a little bit more about what is it that you and your organization do?
It's not my organization, but the St. Lucia Animal Protection Society is basically, like the name says, an animal protection society. SLAPS works primarily with dogs. We rescue and we rehome dogs, mostly overseas in countries like Canada and the United States. And we help dogs that are in bad situations. SLAPS also partners with other organizations on the islands, like the Bruno Project, and they help to feed strays and so on.
Okay, that's wonderful. So, what's your part in all of this?
So I am a volunteer at the organization. So I go in when I get the time and I mostly help to walk the dogs. There are over 100 dogs on the property right now. So that is primarily what I do, and any other areas they need assistance with, whether it is helping on a rescue or helping when it comes to giving the animals some medical attention or medicine, I do that.
Okay, and are there any avenues for people joining and wanting to volunteer alongside you?
Oh, definitely. The St. Lucia Animal Protection Society is looking for volunteers. Currently, they are definitely in need of volunteers because, like I said, it's over 100 dogs on the property, and with only a few workers, these dogs sometimes don't always get the outside time that they need, the walks, the love, the care, and having some volunteers to come on board to help, especially if walking the dogs is something that we really need. So if you are interested, you could reach out to the St. Lucia Animal Protection Society on Facebook or Instagram and express that you would like to volunteer. We are located at Morney in Babano.
Okay, and is that also the same process if someone would like to donate to the cause?
Well, to donate to the cause, you can do the same thing as well. You can also donate via their website. I believe that there is a link that you can go to donate via the website, but you could also reach out on Facebook.
So there are a lot of dogs without homes here in St. Lucia. If someone is interested in adopting one of these animals, is there an avenue for that, or how would they go about that process?
Okay, so definitely, if you visit the St. Lucia Animal Protection Society Facebook page as well as their website, you can see a list of dogs that are available for adoption, the information about them, and you can reach out to the St. Lucia Animal Protection Society via their Facebook page, or you can call or WhatsApp 721-9975 and express the dog that you're interested in, and they will be able to help you. You can also visit the facility in Mornier, Babano, and just look around and see which dog you might want to take home, which dog you will fall in love with.
Right, and I heard earlier we spoke and you told me that there was a pit bull situation on island. Could you expand on that in any way?
Definitely. So, unfortunately, due to some stigmas and stereotypes about pit bulls being dangerous, vicious dogs, there are international bans worldwide, bans on the breed in Canada, the United States. So we cannot export them to those countries like we do other dogs. Now, research has shown that this is not true. It's more about how the dog is raised. And from my experience personally, I can tell you pit bulls are sweethearts. They are darling dogs.
They're the most loving dogs.
Exactly. But due to the fact that we cannot get them homes overseas, the pool for adoption gets smaller. So we are trying to get them good homes on islands, homes where they will not be used for fighting, homes where they will be taken care of, where they will be loved and appreciated. So if you are someone who you think you may be able to give a pit bull a second chance, do reach out to the St. Lucia Animal Protection Society.
Well, thank you for sharing that information with us and for joining us today, Miriam.
Thank you so much for having me.
And also the great work that you do for all of these lovely dogs.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our very own Juanita Sexias is part of an organization called Go Feed My Lamb Ministry. She will be enlightening us on what this organization does. We are here with Juanita Brittany Sexius, one of our DBS members, who is part of an organization who has been giving back to the people in need in St. Lucia. Juanita, thank you for your good work. Could you just give us an update on what's been happening and what you guys have been doing for the past season?
Okay, so our organization name is Go Feed My Lamb Ministry Incorporation. We have been in existence for 8 years, and our mission is to take care of the less fortunate. So we provide them with healthy breakfast every Saturday, and throughout the year we provide them with groceries. We take care of our needs, the children. We give them back to school items. So on every special occasion, we do something different for them. So for example, Valentine's is coming up. So we will take their breakfast up a notch. So they will not have the breakfast like the sandwich and tea or sandwich and juice. But on Valentine's Day, we'll kick that up a notch. So we'll do something different. Same for Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Creole Day, and of course, Christmas Day, which is going to be a little bit grand.
Yes, yes. So that's the kind of activities you have planned for this year coming.
Yes, we've been doing it every year for the past 8 years. And of course, we do this thing with the help of our sponsors. And without our sponsors, it's not possible because at the end, when we first started, we had to dig in our pockets as the
Definitely.
directors. The
Yeah.
directors had to dip in their pocket to start this organization. But with the help of sponsors, we were able to continue. So it's not a one-time thing. It's happening every year. So every month, every day of the year, we do something different.
Definitely. You definitely need all the help that you need, in this season to be continuing doing the good works that you guys do. Very generous, and thank you for that and your contributions. Is there any updates that you want to share with us from what happened? You mentioned Christmas is a big thing. So,
Yes.
do you have any big things happening?
Okay, so last year, I can say last year, December 28th was our brunch. And normally we'll have it at the Castries Constituency Council, thanks to the mayor for allowing us to use the space to do that. We do it in a closed space so we can have more control. I want to make it more intimate. It's not because they are needy people, I have to treat them anyhow. We treat them like their family. I treat them like our family. So we give them the best. And of course, last year, sorry, we fed over 200 persons. Initially, we go for 100. We invite 100 persons. But the word goes out, and then we had over 200 persons, and everyone was fed. Not just that, we also do our hamper distribution. So last year, oh God, I'm getting confused because the year has just started. So last year, we had 130 hampers. So 60 of these hampers went to the branch. 40 were distributed between Rivière-Mita, Monchy, Lafay, Kaimaji. And we have 30 more hampers there, which we are going to, we'll be going down to Choiseul sometime next week to distribute these hampers. Reason why we have not gone to Choiseul, because we're waiting on the individual who knows the people down there to take us down. So that's what we're waiting on. And yes, so 130 hampers we were able to put together last year to distribute to those in need.
That's some very impressive numbers, I must say, Juanita. Thank you for joining us today and shedding some light on Go Feed My Lambs Ministry's mission.
Yes, before we leave, I'd like to say thanks to our sponsors, because without them, that wouldn't be possible. And we're looking at Advanced Caribbean, KFC, Harbour Club, Marcy Stores, Ramco Chow Mein, Bellevue Hotel, Caritas Antilles, Allwin Manufacturers Limited, Castries Constituency Council, Blue Waters, Ministry of Commerce, International Suppliers, Tenderoni Foods, Sandals, Grosley Constituency Office, M&C Group of Companies, Glass Motors, Evolution Construction Limited, General Aviation Services Limited, Extreme PC Plus, Tiles Plus, The Paper Boutique, CBL Munchies, Nemo, Heineken St. Lucia, La Clinique Decor, DBS TV, The Ice Factory, and 758 Local Juices. Thank you so very much. And to our volunteers, thank you so very much.
Well, it definitely takes a team to put this all
Yes,
together.
yes.
Well, thank you, Juanita,
Thank
once
you,
again.
Anela, for having us.
We had a chat with Pastor Andrew, the leader of the Church of Pentecost down in Vieux Fort. He is part of a mission which aids in helping persons who might not have the means to afford medical treatments. They put on a medical clinic once a month in efforts to help people with prescription reading glasses, etc. So he's going to be letting us know exactly what his church's goal and vision is. Hello, Pastor Andrew from the Church of Pentecost. So
Hi.
welcome to our show. And I know you have a lot of good news that you want to share with us here this morning of initiatives and programs that you guys have, as well as your intention to spread the word and share the gospel, Pastor.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning to St. Lucia. As you rightly said, we are the Church of Pentecost here in St. Lucia. And I must say that we are part of a global Pentecostal denomination in over 170 countries worldwide. By the grace of God, we here in St. Lucia are doing amazingly well as based on for how long we've been around here. Focus primarily is to share the gospel and to adhere to the Great Commission. Beyond that, we are also having a vision as a church to possess nations. What that means is that we are not going to overthrow any government, but we want to infect every community, every nation with the kingdom values and principles of the kingdom of God. And that beyond the propagation of the gospel, really is inherent in the vision to bring about community change and transformation, and also in the lives of the individual. So over here in Viewford, by the grace of God, we've been having once a month medical clinic where we screen people, we help them, give them professional medical counsel and advices. During the past couple of days, we've been having eye examination, giving out free reading glasses. And for those whose prescriptions or conditions did not qualify for or maybe beyond what we had to offer, we're able to give them some subsidies as they go to other places to get their medicated glasses as well. So we are into community transformation, empowerment of the people socioeconomically, but above all, spiritual development and enlightenment of the people. That's who we are and what we stand for.
That is very kind and generous. I'm loving what you guys are doing here. As
Thank
well, sharing the gospel, being a church. You know, could you tell us a little bit more about your church?
So our church, like I said, is in 170 countries plus worldwide, in all the continents of the world. Church started in 1938 in Africa, but by the grace of God, we are all over the world and we keep spreading by the fire of the Holy Spirit. And all around the globe, our vision is to possess nations, bring back the fear, the love, the reverence for God in our communities and societies, which will stabilize the disturbances that we have or see around us all over. And this is not a religious activity, a personal, developmental, and desire to get closer to Christ, who himself will help us to cultivate the character of Christ and also exemplify it in our community.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So, have you guys started this initiative? What year did you guys start actually reaching out to the communities and doing the eye clinics, etc.?
So we began for this socio-economic transformation. We began last year, somewhere around April. But what I want to say is that beyond these social interventions are also individual and family-based interventions that we also offer to members of the church and the community at large. Sometimes you have people that really want to serve God, but for some limitations, they are not able to really get along. We get into that, have counseling sessions, prayer sessions, and then also where we have to intervene sometimes with some socioeconomic help or support, we are able to do that. So since last year, we have been having this amazing community outreach, medical clinic examination, eye examination. And this Christmas, this past event, we had about 2,000 clothes given to the community, clothes and shoes. By the grace of God, we were able to give about 200 prepared meals, as well as the glasses that we gave out during this season. And this is not something that we are doing for just a particular day or season. As far as the Church of Pentecost is here in St. Lucia, this is and many more things that you will be seeing with us.
Excellent numbers, I must say. I thank you for your work and for sharing the word of God. We really appreciate you for coming on the show today, Pastor Andrew, and we hope to see much more of the Church of Pentecost.
Thank you for having me, and God bless St. Lucia and the people of St. Lucia.
And with that, we have come to the end of our show this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed and have a wonderful rest of your day.